There are three important things to tell your doctor after you've been in an accident. Now, seeing a doctor after an accident is a little bit different than seeing a doctor for your annual exam or because you've got a sore throat. When you see a doctor after an accident, the first important thing you need to tell your doctor is how the accident happened. For example, if you're in a car accident, let the doctor know you're in a car accident, how the car was hit. If it was a slip and fall, let the doctor know when, where, and how it happened. Same thing, motorcycle accident, pedestrian. You want to give the doctor as much information as possible so the doctor can give you the best treatment so you can heal the fastest. But it is also important in case your claim becomes a lawsuit later on. What happens in a lawsuit is the other side's going to look at your medical records. And if your medical records show, a sore neck, and they don't show how the sore neck occurred, well, the other side's going to argue, we don't know the cause of your sore neck. Maybe it was work or stress or sleeping wrong or you fell at home. We don't know. So when you explain to your doctor how your accident happened, that description will go into the doctor's notes the majority of the time. And so the doctor's going to be able to link your injury to the accident, and then the other side's going to say, okay, aha, it looks like number one, there was an accident, number two, the treatment is because of the accident, and number three, the treatment took this long and cost this much money, so we should settle the case for X amount of dollars. Now, the third important thing to do is to tell your doctor where you're feeling pain. Everywhere you're feeling pain. And the unfortunate example of this came from a potential client I talked to yesterday. And she had explained that she was in a bad slip and fall, severe hip pain, and in fact, it turned into a hip replacement surgery. But what happened was she went to the ER, she got treated for days for her hip, and after her hip pain started to subside, she realized she had a wrist pain as well. And so then they did x-rays of the wrist, and it turned out she had a fracture in her wrist, a broken wrist. So the other side, the insurance company, is arguing, hey, you know what? This broken wrist and the surgery you needed to have for your broken wrist was not caused by the fall. It must have been caused by something else because you waited days and days before even mentioning your broken wrist. So the best thing to do is after you've been in an accident, just start literally at your toes and think to yourself, okay, do my toes hurt? No. How about my foot? How about my ankle? How about my legs? How about my hips? And just work your way up your body. And even if your pain's not, 8 out of 10, 9 out of 10, note if there is pain there, because you're probably going to have a spot or two that are extremely painful that you're going to be focused on. But you want to mention the other areas as well, because as the worst pain starts to subside, the other pain is going to make its ugly head known. And if you never mention that to your doctor until days or weeks later, then should it become a claim, the other side's going to argue, hey, you know what? It wasn't related. It happened later. We don't know how it happened, but it didn't happen at the accident, because if it did, you would have mentioned it right away. So do that mental checklist when you're at your doctor to make sure that your doctor knows all of your pain points at that time. Now, if you happen to be in Nevada, where I practice law, and you've got questions about your personal injury claim, feel free to give me a call or drop me an email. I'll answer all your questions. It's a free call, no pressure, no obligation, just answers.